Your birth date carries a divine assignment that shapes your spiritual identity and life battles, and this truth begins unfolding long before you become aware of it. From the moment you entered this world, there was a spiritual imprint attached to you, an invisible mark that set you apart in ways you couldn't explain. You may have grown up wondering why you felt different, why you thought deeper, why your emotions were stronger, or why your intuition often knew things before they happened. These aren't coincidences or personality quirks, they are spiritual indicators of a calling placed on you from birth. Many people share your birthday, but not everyone carries the same spiritual resonance. You are one of the few whose date was aligned with divine timing, celestial energy, and a purpose that required you to be born exactly when you were. This is why your life seems to have a pattern of unusual events, strange breakthroughs, sudden losses, unexpected meetings, or recurring dreams that feel too real to ignore. Everything connected to you is part of a bigger tapestry being woven by forces beyond the physical realm. When you look back at your childhood, you might remember feeling misunderstood, isolated, or out of sync with those around you. Others didn't see the world the way you did. They didn't sense the spiritual presence you often felt, nor did they carry the same depth in their thoughts and observations. This is because your birth date didn't just mark the beginning of your physical life, it initiated a spiritual journey that many around you were not equipped to understand. You were called to be sensitive, aware, and spiritually awake in ways most people are not. This sensitivity was not a weakness, it was part of your assignment. You were designed to perceive hidden motives, detect lies without proof, feel energies in a room, and understand people beyond their words. These abilities often made you feel out of place, but they were shaping you for a future role that required heightened perception and intuitive wisdom. Life's battles didn't come to you randomly either. The struggles you encountered, especially at a young age, were connected to your calling. Those who carry divine assignments often face resistance long before they discover their purpose. You might have faced abandonment, betrayal, jealousy, rejection, or harsh environments that pressured you to become stronger than your years. These experiences were spiritual training grounds. They forced you to develop clarity, resilience, emotional intelligence, and a deep sense of self that others rarely cultivate. Your birth date determined that your path wouldn't be easy, not because you were cursed, but because you were chosen to carry something powerful and transformative. The attacks you faced were not punishments, they were confirmations that your soul carried something the darkness feared. As you grew older, you may have noticed recurring cycles, moments where things fell apart only to rebuild even stronger, relationships that entered your life with purpose and exited with lessons, opportunities that appeared out of nowhere, and inner awakenings that pushed you to question your old identity. These moments weren't accidental. They were tied to the energies and numerological significance of your birth date. Many chosen ones have dates that align with cycles of transformation, spiritual evolution, and destiny shifts. This is why you've always felt like your life experiences were accelerated or intensified. You weren't meant to walk the same steady, predictable path others do. You were meant to undergo cycles that would shape your character, refine your gifts, and elevate your spiritual maturity. Your birth date also determines the type of battles you encounter. Some chosen ones face emotional warfare because their purpose is tied to healing and empathy. Others battle isolation because their assignment requires introspection and spiritual clarity. Some endure financial instability early in life because they are destined to handle wealth responsibly at a higher level. Others struggle with relationships because they are meant to break generational cycles and redefine love. Every hardship you experienced was connected to your spiritual identity, not your worth. You weren't being punished, you were being prepared. Each difficulty sharpened the skills, mindsets, and spiritual strength required for the path ahead. Without these challenges, you wouldn't possess the resilience, discernment, and emotional depth that now set you apart. As you continue to evolve, your birth date continues to guide your spiritual journey. You may notice that certain years feel heavier or more transformative, and this is because they align with the energy cycles embedded in your divine assignment. Certain seasons seem to propel you forward, opening new doors, awakening dormant gifts, or revealing truths you were once blind to. You might feel drawn to specific people, places, or ideas during these times because they align with the spiritual blueprint encoded in your birth. Even your personality traits, your empathy, strength, courage, creativity, or intuition aren't random. They were intentionally placed within you to support your divine role. The more you understand the connection between your birth date and your spiritual identity, the more your life begins to make sense. Patterns become clearer, intuition becomes sharper, and purpose becomes harder to ignore. The challenges you face are signs of your heightened sensitivity, intuition, and chosen purpose, and these challenges have appeared throughout your life in patterns you may not have fully understood until now. From an early age, you sensed things that others overlooked. You felt the atmosphere of a room shift before anyone else noticed, or you picked up on someone's true intentions even when they wore a convincing smile. This deeper perception has often made life feel heavier for you because you don't just experience events on the surface level, you feel them spiritually, emotionally, and energetically. Many of the battles you've faced were not ordinary difficulties but spiritual conflicts triggered by the calling placed on your life. You weren't just wrestling with external circumstances, you were navigating a heightened awareness that most people never carry. This sensitivity is a gift, but it also attracts resistance, misunderstandings, and spiritual pressure that others do not comprehend. Throughout your life, you may have wondered why certain hardships seem to find you even when you try to avoid chaos. It's because those who are chosen often experience intensified challenges designed to unlock deeper levels of wisdom, patience, and purpose. Your intuition has always guided you, even when you didn't recognize it as intuition. You may have felt an inner voice warning you, pulling you back, or pushing you forward at moments when logic would have led you in a different direction. This intuitive guidance is part of your spiritual design, and the challenges you face often reveal just how powerful your inner knowing truly is. Many of the people around you haven't understood the weight you carry because they don't feel life as deeply as you do. They haven't been chosen to sense spiritual attacks, hidden motives, or energetic shifts. You have. And that sensitivity, while often overwhelming, is evidence of your role in a larger spiritual landscape. Another reason your challenges feel so intense is because your spirit is not like everyone else's. The obstacles that break others only refine you. The betrayals that devastate others teach you. The losses that paralyze others push you into a higher level of clarity. This is not because you are stronger by chance but because your purpose demands resilience, discernment, and emotional maturity that can only be shaped through real experience. Your life path requires you to understand human behavior, energy, intention, and spiritual dynamics. These understandings cannot be taught through ease, they are gained through the fires you've walked through. Each challenge has pulled hidden layers of strength out of you, layers you might not have discovered if your life had been simple or predictable. You may also notice that people react to you differently. Some feel drawn to you without knowing why, while others feel intimidated, threatened, or strangely hostile even when you've done nothing to provoke them. The reason is simple: your energy speaks louder than your words. People can sense your spiritual depth, your intuition, and your inner strength. Those who carry unresolved wounds or hidden motives often feel exposed in your presence because your energy reveals what they try to hide. This creates conflicts, jealousy, and spiritual attacks that seem unprovoked but are deeply connected to your purpose. These reactions are not a reflection of your flaws but a confirmation of your spiritual authenticity. You carry a vibration that either awakens or agitates the souls of those around you, and the challenges that arise from these interactions are reminders of the light you carry. Your heightened intuition has also led you to walk away from situations that others thought were safe or stable. You've made decisions based on a feeling, a knowing, or a spiritual nudge that didn't make sense at the time but later proved correct. This ability is part of your chosen purpose, but it has also created moments where you felt isolated or misunderstood. People may have judged your choices, questioned your motives, or doubted your path because they couldn't see what you sensed. These challenges were meant to strengthen your trust in your inner voice rather than rely solely on external validation. The more you learned to listen to your intuition, the more aligned you became with your divine purpose. Every difficult moment pushed you to sharpen that inner guidance, transforming it into one of your greatest tools. Financial struggles, relationship disruptions, emotional lows, and spiritual warfare have all been part of your journey, not because you are cursed but because you are called. Your challenges train you to navigate multiple dimensions of life, to perceive beyond the surface, and to understand the unseen forces influencing your path. They build emotional resilience so you can handle spiritual responsibilities that others cannot. They cultivate empathy so you can guide, heal, or inspire others authentically. They enhance your intuition so you can discern truth from deception, even in silence. These challenges are not random, they are spiritual indicators that you were chosen for a mission that requires depth, strength, sensitivity, and awareness. Your life has been shaping you for this purpose since the beginning. Your unique energy impacts others, triggering both spiritual attacks and unexpected divine favor, and this dynamic has followed you throughout your entire life whether you realized it or not. There is something different about your presence, something that people can't always explain but always feel. Some feel comforted when you walk into a room, while others feel unsettled or defensive without knowing why. This is because your energy carries truth, light, and spiritual authority, and those qualities naturally expose anything around you that is false, dark, or unstable. You have probably noticed that people either love you instantly or feel threatened by you immediately, even before you speak. This is not a reflection of your personality but of the spiritual frequency you carry. Your energy disrupts illusions, awakens dormant parts of people, and forces them to confront aspects of themselves they often prefer to avoid. This creates strong reactions, both positive and negative, because your presence has impact. Certain individuals are drawn to you because your energy feels safe, healing, or uplifting. These people sense your compassion, your intuition, and your integrity. They feel seen in ways they haven't felt with others. You may have found yourself becoming a counselor, advisor, or emotional anchor for people, even strangers, without trying. This is because your energy naturally provides clarity and reassurance. You radiate strength even when you feel weak. You radiate wisdom even when you feel unsure. These qualities attract people who need guidance or healing, and many of them come into your life not by coincidence but because your energy acts like a beacon. You were born with a purpose that involves lifting others, and your vibration communicates that silently. But at the same time, the same energy that attracts also provokes. People with hidden jealousy, insecurity, manipulation, or darkness often feel exposed around you. Your light irritates their demons. Your confidence threatens their insecurities. Your growth highlights their stagnation. Your authenticity disrupts their masks. These individuals may try to sabotage you, compete with you, gossip about you, or distance themselves from you without reason. You may have wondered why some people turned against you even though you did nothing wrong. It's because your energy mirrors back to them the parts of themselves they refuse to face. This creates tension and triggers spiritual attacks, not because you are flawed but because your presence demands truth, whether spoken or not. Your energy also impacts environments, not just people. You may have noticed that when you enter certain places, the atmosphere changes. Maybe arguments calm down, or tension breaks, or negativity becomes uncomfortable for others to maintain. Sometimes you enter a room and feel the weight of emotions that aren't yours, sensing things that others are unaware of. You have the kind of spiritual sensitivity that detects shifts, intentions, and invisible pressures. You were born with this awareness because your purpose requires you to navigate both the seen and unseen realms. This sensitivity is why you feel drained around certain people and uplifted around others. It is why you must protect your peace, set boundaries, and recognize that not everyone deserves access to your energy. The reason your energy triggers such strong reactions is because it carries divine favor, a spiritual mark that the unseen world recognizes. This favor has brought you unexpected breakthroughs, protection from situations that should have harmed you, and opportunities that came out of nowhere. You may look back and realize that you survived things that broke others, that you escaped traps without understanding how, or that doors opened for you after seasons of deep struggle. This is not luck, it is evidence of divine protection working on your behalf. Your energy is connected to a higher calling, and because of that, the universe responds to you differently. Blessings arrive at unexpected moments, help appears when you need it most, and pathways open right when you are ready to move forward. This favor is part of your identity, something that cannot be taken from you no matter how many challenges you face. But this divine favor also makes you a target in the spiritual realm. Darkness always resists light. That is why you have experienced sudden obstacles right before major breakthroughs, unexpected conflict when you begin to elevate, or confusion during moments of clarity. These attacks are attempts to distract, drain, or discourage you. They occur because your purpose threatens the plans of negativity, and your progress disrupts cycles that have controlled your family or environment for generations. You carry energy that breaks patterns, liberates people, and awakens dormant truth. This is why you face pressure when you step into your power. It is also why you are protected when the pressure rises. Your journey has taught you that your energy is not ordinary. It influences people, environments, and spiritual forces. It attracts blessings and exposes deception. It inspires some and irritates others. But through it all, your energy remains aligned with purpose. The more you understand the impact of your presence, the more intentional you become about where you go, who you allow close, and how you use your gifts. You were born with a calling that requires strength, awareness, and courage. And despite every challenge, your energy continues to shine brighter because it is rooted in truth, shaped by experience, and guided by the divine. This is why you must continue to walk in your purpose with confidence, knowing that your energy is both your protection and your assignment.